welcome everyone here. South Africa will come to the grand final. So the commentary segment is going to get going here. We have the gold grand final in the under 19 ladies category has just taken off. We have South Africa and Australia competing in the final. And currently they are sitting at 3 goals apiece. 9 minutes to go. Right, and I've just been joined here by Steve from Australia just to give us a hand in the commentating spot.
How's the first 2 minutes been, John?
Oh, I think these girls are very, very nervous. They've been absolutely great tussles between these two sides. The nerves are trying to see.
4 apiece so far at the start. Nice and tight, so we like it.
Definitely make sure that each country is taking shots, making sure the conversions go down. They're nice and calm in that circle, must be.
So that's what they want to do in the second round. They get first 3 nervous minutes. I must admit it is exciting watching these little mountains. These are the girls that are going to be competing in the Opens in a couple of years' time. The talent is very, very good. These girls are playing excessively good netball. Yeah, absolutely. They've got a 23 step, and then from there into the Opens, if they like, ladies or mixed, wherever they want to go. Very patient now, the Aussies. Oh, and they throw it away.
Oh, oopsie. Letting the momentum carry there a little bit over into the net. Obviously, net abuse. Not allowed to use the net in this game of sevens.
Yeah, not at all. Can't even touch it. Unlike sixes, where you can run through it, you just can't hang on it.
So, Steve, how's the week been with these girls in the country, South Africa? Have they been enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely. All of the Australians absolutely loving it being here. It's been fantastic to come to a beautiful country.
Some great camaraderie over the last couple of days, I must say, between all the countries, New Zealand as well. Unfortunately, New Zealand and the Invitational South African side not making it through to the grand final.
No, but it's been good to have that South African Invitational side as well, to give them that extra team in the competition.
Okay, as it has been, it makes the log a little bit interesting.
And they did really well in the sixes competition as well, I believe.
It's absolutely great to see those girls do so well.
It's all more experience for the girls, so good for them to be here.
So the free pass being given outside the circle. Wing defense just slightly going into the circle. And South Africa converts that penalty into a goal. To remain South Africa's ball, they need to just convert this one again to keep the scores nice and level.
Yeah, they convert this one, they'll bring it back on centres to 6 apiece. There we go, they do. So 6 all, Australian centre pass.
I think 6 minutes 30 left in this first quarter. Nice rhythm, slow rhythm to the first quarter, just making sure that the girls are settling very nicely.
Yeah, last time the Aussies went this slow though, they turned it over, so they want to make sure they keep looking down the court. Given that first ball if it's there. And they turn it over. Obstruction there. So South Africa retain possession. Good look down the line. Cross-court look now. South Africa make it to the ball first. Again, just too much momentum there up in attack. Once again, the South Africans throw it away.
It was quite a bit of a waste of a ball, considering that it was nicely turned by our defense. Bulls need to just easy bring it down.
Yeah, it was. No one scored for a little while now. Australia, though, put that one in. So just keeping the lead on centre passes. bit in a hurry, I think. Decision making just needs to be picked up a bit.
Yeah, the Australians definitely looking more patient at this stage, but not getting away on the scoreboard by any stretch of the imagination.
And some solid shooting from these girls, I must admit.
Not sure what that call was for the umpire, but it's turned the ball over for South Africa. South Africa were very patient there. They've turned the ball over. Umpire calling back the previous obstruction though. Australia retained possession, looking down court a bit quicker now. Still just struggling with that final look into the circle, I think, the Australians. They score that goal, and South African centre pass.
Nice feed into the circle there and converted nicely into a goal there for South Africa. Needed that one, just making sure the scores are still nice and level. Been just over 3 minutes left in this first quarter, and both teams are doing exceptionally well to make sure that the scoreboard is ticking.
Absolutely. There we go. Once again, some good defensive pressure there from the South Africans in their circle. They managed to turn over another ball. Some net use on the side net there. South Africa retained.
Decision making in this game is very, very key. There's a lot of players on the court, and it's trying to figure out who you can use at what time and when to use them.
That's right. We just saw a nice, beautiful cut to the top of the circle there by South African wing attack. Puts them in a nice feeding position, so they take the lead, and they've got the centre pass. So looking to push this out to 10-8. If they can. 2 minutes on the board. And they throw it away. They're the ones you really want to make sure you convert.
That's unfortunately correct. Goes back down to decision making. These girls just need to slow down a little bit, settle. Australia fitting very nicely into the circle. Just unfortunate not to convert that. But contact called under the post. And they'll have an opportunity to level that up.
And they do, so very, very tight first quarter. Aussies look to see if they can score 2 in a row here. Have to go back off their centre pass. Definitely very, very patient here, this lead up. Nothing down court for them.
The defence definitely showing there, and that's exactly what's happened. They've turned that ball now. Australia a little bit on the contact side. The defence is really, really putting it to have to work hard.
Well, cross-court ball there, almost picked off in that challenge.
Those are not your ideal passes, not in this game.
Not in this game, no. If you go cross-court like that, you want to go off the side net, so your player has all the advantage, just turning there and using the net to protect themselves. Got another net call on the goal shooter.
Africa just needs to find herself to give herself a little bit more space off that net. And she's a couple of times that she's been caught up on it.
Australia just retaining that ball after the tip there from the defence. South African defence are in everything, absolutely everything. Really, really good close defensive pressure there. 1 minute on the board, 10-9, Australia lead.
Oh, that was a lot better. A lot more space there behind her, between the net, giving her space to drive back onto it and convert that ball. This is a really tight game. 30 seconds to go. It's probably where the coaches are probably thinking, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what's the change we're going to make to take this game away from each other? Well, interesting to see if we do see some changes in about 23 seconds time.
I do admit the players do like a little bit of stability and rhythm to be gained. So sometimes we don't like the change after the first quarter.
Yeah, it can take a few seconds. Oh, and there's an offensive contact call in that circle. So Australia will have 4 seconds to get the ball down. I don't think they'll be able to do it. not with the defensive pressure South Africa have been putting on. So end of the first quarter, we have 11-10 lead to Australia.
That was a great first quarter, Steve. Just showing that these under-19 girls are really working hard at it, trying to make sure that they can try and get this lead. Australia have done well, I must say, but South Africa is holding them back.
Yeah, I think the South African defence doing really well. They're having to go at absolutely everything. They got a few quite early on to keep themselves in the game, and only one goal, and it was really just timing. Really, they kept South Africa out of that.
One goal is nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So do you think we'll see some changes?
Well, I do see Tucker from Australia has been taken onto the bench, so it looks like we've got a new centre coming up for Australia. I can't see the South African changes at this point in time.
They are long tournaments. We have been playing for quite a few days now, with a rest day in between the two. So maybe just some fresh legs.
Oh, fresh legs are good in this game. That's the nice thing about having a bench. Bring the girls on that are sitting on the side, bring them on. Fresh legs help a hell of a lot. This heat that we have here in Johannesburg, here in South Africa, has been intense. So the girls are really draining.
Yeah, it is. It is quite hot, and we are finding that even from Australia. So, especially inside the arena.
Very much so. It's not
builds
a big
up over
draft
here over the day.
Hopefully the girls got sufficient water. Make sure they hydrate nicely. This particular tournament, the rules of the tournament are the coaches are to remain on the sides, on the back side of the court. So there's no coaching up and down the side of the court. So all the players need to go down at the intervals to make sure they get the instructions from the coach. Makes it nice and easy for the girls to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And it gives plenty of room for the crowd, which is quite big today, actually.
Spectators have been brilliant. Spectators have actually been brilliant. That's unfortunately for Australia, there's a lot of South African spectators here.
There's indeed. There's indeed.
At bottom course.
Quite rowdy in a few of our 23s games the other day.
Very much so.
Give the South Africans quite a bit of help. The held ball there for Australia.
Players having to make a decision within 3 seconds once they've received the ball, and having to release the ball within that time frame. And if you're unable to do that, the held ball rule is applied.
Just overshooting that one there. But South Africa managed to put it away, and they catch up that 1 goal difference. And it's their centre pass.
Oh, nice patience on the centre pass there. Keeping the ball nicely.
A toss-up there, won by Australia. We don't see too many toss-ups in this game anymore. Umpires usually wanting to make a decision either way. Oh, that ball was just overcooked there, way too long down the sideline. South Africa get it back. Lots of Aussies back at home watching as we speak. There's a big crowd, especially in South Australia where I'm from, because we have a lot of players here this tournament. I know they're all watching. Unfortunately, they can't drown out the home crowd that you guys have, but we know they're there.
What time would it be back in Australia for you guys?
Good question. Plus 8.5 hours, I reckon, so about 8:30 at night.
8:30 at night?
In Adelaide, yeah, a little bit later in Melbourne and Sydney.
Nothing wrong with a nice live netball game?
In the evening? No, it's prime time at home, actually.
Yeah.
Prime time.
Yeah, the support has really been good from on our social media sites. All the players and the ex-players from all over the country.
Yeah, the live streaming's been fantastic. It's been every day throughout the tournament, which is absolutely great. And no exception for finals, which is when we expect the best games, of course.
And this is the first grand final of the day, the under-19 ladies. Oh, great shot.
Absolutely,
Great
from
shot.
long range too. And we have the 19 mixed as well, playing over on court 2. Not sure how that game's going. Hopefully it's a close one as well. Aussies will want to make sure they use this now. Put themselves out to a 2-goal lead if they can. Bit of contact inside the circle there. It's going to be a pass or shot.
Umpire just setting the penalty exactly on the mark, making sure the girls are exactly on spot to take the penalty. Black making sure for that one.
Yeah, the umpires for these games would have been instructed to make sure games are very clean. They call everything the way they see it, and that they're given a good, clear instruction so the girls know what to adjust to.
Not an easy job being an umpire, but
absolutely not. I would not want to do it.
No, me neither. They've been doing a great job. It's not easy for them either. So on each game, we'll have an umpire from the home side as well as an umpire from the visiting side. So we'll have a South African as well as an Australian umpire officially in the game, just to make things fair.
Yeah, that keeps it even, just in case there are any issues. Over a third, so the Australians just throwing away a couple of balls up front recently. They need to clean that up. So they're going to keep pushing this advantage that they have. Currently sitting at 1 goal. South Africa having to go backwards there a little bit. And again, so the Aussies doing a really good job to get themselves some hands over.
Obviously doing very well.
South African pass or shot, long range, puts it in, ties it back up.
Umpire keeping her eye in the circle while the ball's way out. It's great umpiring, making sure that the contact in the circle is kept clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep those players honest. If they know you're watching, they can't get away with anything too bad, and they'll generally clean up their act and try and play some good clean netball. A couple of cross courts here again creeping in for the Australians. You're going to want to watch that. The South Africans switch on. There's some ball to definitely be picked outside that circle there.
Well, the attack side doing their work, both sides, making sure that when that ball does get into that circle, that they do their jobs and get that ball into the hoop for the goal.
Absolutely.
It really means that the middle court's going to win or lose this game. Someone's going to have to fight harder in the middle court.
Probably going to be the mid-court, so see which one holds up the best over the full 48 minutes of this game. Do play every minute of the grand finals. Clock will stop for everything if there's injuries, etc. Again, umpire Laura Gilbert just setting this penalty properly. Beautiful. All tied up again at 16 apiece.
Five minutes 30 left on the clock for this rest of the second quarter. And the intensity definitely has not come down. It's great. Girls are working so hard, moving.
Yeah, these girls from Australia have flown a very long way. They know it's their last few minutes of netball. They're going to keep playing it out, as I'm sure the South African girls will as well.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. Oh, what a wonderful outside arm.
Very good.
Just unfortunately making contact on the player.
Yeah. And Australia capitalised. So just keeping in touch now, the Australians. I feel the momentum might have changed very, very slightly. Great shot there. Great shot there by the South Africans. Thought there might have been a call under the post there for some contact, but umpiring signalling a goal. That's some better work to the top now for the Aussies. That's the one the Australians are going to have to watch, that feed on in. Make sure they don't throw it too wide, where the South Africans can run through and have a tip like they just did. It's lucky to be called back.
Nice shooting there from the edge of the circle, long range.
confidence in these girls.
Player not quite sure what the call was there. I also
There
can't
was
see
a-
it very well
there was
with
a
the crowd.
stepping call.
Stepping call.
Yeah. Australia turned their ball, and unfortunately, South Africa just trying to settle down a little bit, reset. Defense wall that Australia's building in that circle is very good. South Africa just having to think very clearly and nicely about how to get that ball into the circle. They've moved it in nicely and they've converted that ball.
19-18 to South Africa. Wing defence getting plenty of depth there, Miriam Mockery. Just waiting for the moves to come from the attackers in the circle. Good patience. Aussies looking to finish, and they do. South Africa now having to throw some ball across court. Aussies would want to switch on to that.
Not really a great idea, these cross court balls. Sometimes the girls get a little bit of a tunnel vision, and that's all they see. Oh, nice feed
That's
into the
a
circle.
much better look down. Good quick feed, nice and long. Body position was there to give that ball, so it was just given. Umpire calling that back. The player moved off before the shot went up. That's what you can't do. You can't give second
You don't want to
chances.
do that. Not again, not in this game. We relish the second attempts. We make sure we'll turn those.
Aussies get the ball back. They want to make sure they use this now. It's 20 apiece. It'll be their centre after this as well, I think. So they score this. They've got a chance of going 2 goals up.
Oh, nice moving in that circle. Definitely great vision from the wing attack. Sliding that ball nicely into the circle. And your goal shooter finish up the work.
There it is, Australian centre pass. That's better hold too. Much better delivery on that ball as well. So they managed to go 2 up, the Aussies. What can the South Africans conjure? About 1:20 left. Not too easy, a bit of a breaking call there, just letting the South Africans off with an easy centre pass. Not quite enough footwork there from Elliott getting out of the circle. Oh, and a friendly roll.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that one.
Friendly
Amen.
roll. These South African rings must have known. 44 seconds left. Patient lead up here by the Aussies. Another good ball out in front, just causing the contact call to come for the goalkeeper. Long range shot misses. Can't get rebounds. Probably could have worked that ball into the post, I think.
Not happening often, Black missing like that. She's really a constantly good shooter. So,
Yeah, she is. A very good take there, though, from the Australians on that side net to get the ball back. And they just can't finish that one either. Or we've got net use, so that will be pass or shot. And there's 8 seconds on the board. So they're going to have to take that shot now. So the siren's going to go. So we're at half time, 22-21, unless this shot goes in. And it does. So Australia leading by 2 goals, 23-21 at the half.
Oh, it's an exciting first half of the game.
Absolutely. So they had the 1 goal lead at the first quarter break. They've got an extra 1 goal now on top of that. So absolutely nothing in it. South Africa right there with them.
So South Africa really having a little bit of advantage here playing at home courts. A lot of these girls would be playing here in our local league, so the rings and the nets and the environment is definitely a homely feel for them. It's definitely a positive. Australia doing very well to adapt to playing away.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, they've flown a long way to come here and play, so they definitely want to turn it on when they've got their chances. Each and every one of the girls, when they get put on, take every opportunity they can.
So we have a 3-minute break here in the half time, giving plenty of time for the girls to be hydrated, as well as the coaches giving across the messages.
Yeah, and to think about changes, of course. If they think there's something they can do, something they've seen that they can improve on. One of their players on the bench might do something a little bit better. Yeah.
Not an easy job being a coach, being criticised for mistakes. Commonly always said, if a team wins a game, it's a great team. If a team loses a game, it's the bad coach.
Not a coach yourself, Jono?
I do a little bit of coaching on sides, but I do prefer playing rather.
Yeah, so you're playing in the 30 mix for South Africa, yes?
That's correct, yes.
How's your week going?
Oh, it's been a great week so far. It's been a tough week, I must admit. New Zealand we just managed to beat New Zealand in the semi-final night to go through the gold final against Australia.
Yep.
New Zealand's played an exceptional game. Unfortunately, they have had a huge run of injuries and whatnot in the week.
Yeah, that's not good.
So that's just hit them, unfortunately. And our South African team's looking good, I must admit. Hopefully we can pull one more off.
Yep, so you'll challenge the Aussies in the last time slot of the day?
We will definitely give it a run.
Absolutely. I might find myself back on the commentary bench for that one, mate. You never know. Playing as a goal shooter?
That's correct, yep. Playing as a goal shooter.
Nice work.
Maybe a keeper.
Okay. Might be a mix-up. Might be a mix-up there coming.
We'll see.
Any Aussie 30 mix coach listening right now? So we must be reasonably close to the restart here. Players back out. Umpire sitting right in front of me, signalling that it's going to be a South Africa centre pass to restart. Yeah, we're back within 10 seconds of the restart. So looking forward to a very tight third quarter here. That extra goal now has just gone up after the break. And we have the restart. So what do you think South Africa need to do? Turn this game their way.
Now, I think the key... a very bit of a risky pass coming in there. I think the South Africa just needs to keep off the net, bring the channels down, keep it in the middle. The 45 passes are the ones that Australia is picking off. And the risky over the top passes.
Yeah, look, 2 goals. They got plenty of time to pull that back. There's absolutely no rush whatsoever. Still 24 minutes of good netball to play. Good finish there by the Aussies. So if you are hanging around to watch more netball later on tonight back at home or here in South Africa or wherever you're live streaming, there'll be 2 more grand finals coming up next. It'll be the 30 and over ladies and the 23 and under mixed. My team will be playing your South African 23 mixed.
Yeah, that's also been a very, very, very good category that's been going on. It's great to see the 23 mixed category coming in live. Sort of shows the 30 mixed what's coming. Yeah,
there's some phenomenal athletes in that young group of players from all countries. New Zealand took out the sixes competition. It was a very good shooting display in that competition. And South Africa getting through to challenge Australia for the sevens in about 40 minutes time, probably.
Yeah. Predominantly not New Zealand's game, the 7 game. They definitely dominate on the sixes scale.
They do very well. They won a couple of sixes titles.
Fortunately, Australia just using a bit of the body there.
Goalkeeper coming out looking for a bit of a hunt. Just couldn't quite get the footwork happening.
South Africa's just staying in there, not letting Australia run away with us.
Lots of defensive pressure there from the South Africans. Australians just need to look to the post when they get that ball in the circle. Can turn and look as if they're going to take a shot and then mix up what they do. They can refeed, take the shot, of course pass shooter to shooter. There they go, they convert that one from mid-range. Oh, great touch there from the goalkeeper, Elliott. Falls to South Africa though, they have to go back a long way to reset. Aussies doing lots of good footwork in defence. Just not quite clean enough outside. So free pass now for South Africa. Oh, and a holding call from the goal attack. Must have had the elbows out. I certainly couldn't see it with 4 players there. We have to hope that Laura knows what she was doing. Laura Gilbert, umpire there from South Australia, Adelaide. Umpires my local competition back home for us. Doing a good job, as both the umpires are. So Aussies capitalise on that. And they push it out to 3 goals now, and it will be their centre pass.
Nice feed into the circle. That ball going flat and hard, straight into the circle, exactly what the goal shooter from Australia needed. South Africa attempting just to settle down and keep the scoreboard ticking on our side.
So 8 minutes left in the third. Long look again. Unfortunately, replay there from the goal shooter. Aussies patient again. Oh, I thought they'd found some space, but really good hands there from the South African defence. Goal shooter Moore there with a long shot. Couldn't quite put it in. Doesn't get the friendly roll. The Aussies to work out once more. South Africa moving pretty well in defence, putting up plenty of hands over that ball. Forcing the Aussies to work, and that's when they are likely to make mistakes. And there is a mistake, so they turn it over from an offensive contact. Oh, unfortunately,
lucky bounce.
Not falling the way of the Australians after a good touch.
Australia just trying to go over the top there, unfortunately.
Yes.
Gives us the opportunity to...
Just going to have to do a bit more footwork and get around there. South Africans nice and patient. No one in front for them. The lead comes there late. And they put it away.
Ball's moving nicely in the circle there. If a little bit of fatigue is slowly starting to set in here into the third quarter. 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left. These girls are definitely giving everything.
Four-goal lead still to the Australians. South Africa will be looking to put this one away. Maybe get the next centre pass of the Aussies, off the Aussies if they can.
Again, umpire just making sure that the players are on the mark. Nice feed into the circle.
Just getting called for hands on the ball there. The Australian defence. Need to make sure they stay nice and clean through the rest of this. Dig out a couple of these balls from South Africa. Good shot there.
Again, Australia is showing that they don't need any second chances in that circle.
No, they've got some class shooting going on. And working hard indeed. Good pop out there from the goal attack. Mid-range, finishes that one off nicely. Really the difference has probably just been a couple of missed shots from South Africa, I would think.
Yeah, that's all it's been.
Oh, there we have a mistake for the Australians. I didn't quite see what that one was.
So they're just forcing a little bit on the body contact. South Africa just needs to make sure with these passes. Seems to be where they're dropping the ball a little bit. Pass feeding to the circle.
Missed shot there from South Africa. Oh, lucky the rebounds got tipped out onto the circle edge where a contact occurred. So goal shooter Moore looking to put this one up and bring it back to 2 goals. 4.5 to play.
South African ball, our centre. Let's see if we can turn this.
So we got a contact call on the wing attack there.
A little bit over eager.
Oh, such a great tip there from the South Africans. And the Aussies called for replay. Really hard to see for us commentators, that pocket. If we go quiet, it's because we can't see what's actually happening. We do apologise. The crowd is getting in our way, and they are certainly starting to get a bit louder now. Crucial moments coming up now. 3 minutes 50 left to play in this, and then another 12-minute quarter to come. South Africa working to the circle edge quite nicely all game, this game.
Oh, nice clever precision there to approach the hoop. She had the space.
Absolutely, yeah, no defender in front of her. Made that shot much easier on herself.
Oh, there was no pressure.
Australia with a short range shot. They finished that off. So still 2 goals, same as the buffer at halftime. Oh, great tip there from the Aussies. Manages to fall their way. Some swing balls, managed to work it in nicely with a short low feed. Obstruction call.
Hands on the ball.
And they finish. Aussies back out to 3 with their centre pass to come.
South Africa really going to need to work on the defense a little bit, clean it up, trying to stop that ball before it gets into the circle. It seems there's a bit of a rhythm going there with Australia. Once they get the ball in the circle, they convert quite comfortably.
Yeah, they did really well to pull this back, and then they've just sort of dropped off and let it go again now. Need to make sure.
Keeper unfortunately just contacting that one. Friendly penalty there going South Africa's way, gives us the opportunity just to take a breather before we convert that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Wing defence just getting a little bit too much body there in that centre pass, but all the Aussies in the same spot here. Goal shooter just having to throw that ball up then. Yeah, it was off balance, I think. Was going to step maybe. South Africans finding some space on the far side. Now working through the middle corridor, a long ball and back net pass. Really, really good timing on that hold there. And good pass from the wing attack. 2 goals.
South African centre again. Let's see they're able to.
Oh, great footwork there. Elliott. Nice pick, probably could have come a little bit cleaner, was lucky to get away with it, I think. Oh, long shot converted. Beautiful work, Aussies would be happy with that, now they get their centre back.
South Africa using that one with an abuse call.
Yeah, it just must have been a foot on the net, didn't see any body, must have just stepped on it.
Only 30 seconds left in this quarter, South Africa hopefully not in a hurry.
Oh, left unguarded under the post. Easy look there. The South Africans make them pay. It's their centre pass. 12 seconds. Oh, good touch there. Rebounds fall to South Africa. And they get it back. Sorry.
That was a great quarter for South Africa.
Very, very good quarter, wasn't it?
Definitely behind and managed to sneak back. They're only behind with 1 goal.
So we had a 1-goal lead, a 2-goal lead, and now a 1-goal lead to Australia still. So Australia just managing to keep their noses in front, but not by much at all.
Brings the end of the 3rd quarter with Australia leading 34 goals to South Africa's 33. Some spectacular shooting that's been going on, really has been. These girls are really, really doing so well.
Yeah, I must say some really good defence as well from both teams. They've managed to turn over plenty of ball each way. So, yeah, we're going to have to see our mid-quarters step up, I reckon. Get themselves through this. That's where it could be won now.
I definitely believe so. If South Africa can shut down the mid-court,
Oh, what about if Australia can shut down the
Yeah,
midcourt?
well, someone has to.
Someone's got to. Could be a 1-goal game, could be a draw, could be overtime. Who knows? It's a bit close to call at this stage, isn't it, Jono?
So for those of you who obviously don't know, if the game does come to a draw, it's a 1-minute break and a switch of sides for 5 minutes, so that we can see who can take the game. That's definitely not something any player wants to go into.
Absolutely not. That's where the fatigue really, really starts to set in. And you can't make changes during that overtime switch either. So 5 minutes each way it would be, and you can't make the change. Then we'd go into double overtime, which would be play on until someone's up by 2 goals. Umpire signaling it's going to be an Australian centre pass to restart. And we're 10 seconds away from that restart, so see if the Aussies can put the first one on the board. Stretch this back out to a 2-goal lead for them. Good drive there by goal attacking centre.
Into the fourth quarter, fourth and final. Let's see what South Africa and Australia can do.
Great shot there from Black. Not afraid to shoot the long shot, the Aussies.
Clearly not. She's obviously very comfortable with her circle. South Africa just having to move that ball around, find the space.
Yeah, they moved it nicely though. That ball right under the post. No way you're going to miss those shots. South African midcourt doing really well to block up the drive now. Aussies had to go back to come forward on that centre pass, but managed to convert. Aussies needing to tighten up on their centre pass, I think.
A little bit of a distance call there called. Players getting involved.
Yeah, getting called for lots of whistle, the Australians down that end at the moment in defence. They can clean it up, do the footwork. There they go, they get a ball. I don't know what that was. Couldn't see that pocket.
Just a mistake from the South African side there, unfortunately.
Very, very hard take there from the Aussies. Had to move, otherwise that was going to be a South African ball for sure. Drop that ball nicely to that back net. Aussie centre pass.
Cleverly chosen not to take the centre.
Got a defence there called for not being over the line, I think. Wow, high ball to the 2-on-1. You just want to see the goal attack probably work a little bit more rather than force that. Gets it back, lucky to get those rebounds. Just had maybe a 1 or 2 centimetre extra height over the top of the South Africans there. Oh, great touch there from the goal defence. Couldn't quite get it though. South Africa convert.
South Africa's definitely going to need to make sure those cross-court passes don't want to be dropping them. Getting just a little bit too much pressure there from our wing defence.
Australia doing well to get players down court when there's a penalty. Oh, just too much on that pass. Should have just let it come off the back net a little easier, I think, there. Contact call. Going to have to scramble back in defence now and help out. Good hands from the Australian goal attacking defence. That's what you want to see from your attackers. Good defence.
Defence just getting a bit of hands on the arms of the shooter.
Yeah, we've seen the umpire signal that quite a bit down there, so the Aussies would want to clean that up now. See if they can force him to hold on to the ball, maybe get a held ball call.
Well, it was a great turnaround from South Africa, and now just trying to make sure that they can take their own centre pass.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, their centre pass. If they score this, they'll be within one. It's currently 36-38 to Australia.
Still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter. Just over 8 minutes, 20 seconds. Long way to go.
Yep, but a goal in it. So now the crowd really come into it.
Crowds are getting
You probably
loud.
won't be able to hear us at home now because of the crowd. Another good
pass
ball.
into that.
Great ball, wasn't it? Player was behind, but she's used the net beautifully to thread that through. South Africa now, what can they do? Good long look. It's going to be a South African pass or shot. Mid-range. Probably take it, I would say. And they do.
Rolls in. That net's been nice to us.
Just breaking call there. The goal defence. Australia were changing sides of the court. Overcooks the shot. Good rebounds from Black though. Just enough to force the contact there. Didn't have it clean either. So a bit unlucky. They push away. Out by 2 again. 7 minutes to go. I still can't call this game, to be honest.
I don't want to put anything on it. Definitely don't want it. South Africa just needing to work a little hard right now.
Good hold there from the goal shooter Moore for South Africa. Puts that goal in. Doing great footwork to keep her body in front of the defenders. This is going to come down to which country can hold their nerve a little more, I think. Jono?
Definitely do think so. It's great to see the attack on defense, trying to keep that ball going.
Absolutely. Every single one of the girls working really, really hard. If they're an attacker, doing really good defense. If they're in defense, bring the ball out really well.
And another great shot there.
41-39 current score. South Africa with possession. They go long again. They've done that a fair bit now. Australia really want to wise up to that.
A nice positioning there from South Africa, moving that ball out of the circle to get it back into the shooter.
A couple of contacts down that far corner from us. Gives South Africa the easy shot. 1 goal in it still, 40-41.
Crowds are really getting up there.
Oh, great ball. Good take by Black too. Leans in a little. Obstruction call. Would have seen that called back if she missed, but puts it away nicely. A great touch there, but the net use from the Australian goal attack. Umpire setting it up. South Africa a little bit short on some drive at the moment. They might be looking a little bit tired. Finding some space now. Very patient on that feed, and it gets there.
So again, nice use of the net there by South Africa.
That's one thing this game has different to normal full court netball. The ability to throw the ball on some angles off the net makes it really, really hard for defenders. You often see this is very much an attacking game, especially for goal shooters. Sometimes really, really easy to get them the ball, especially when they're a tall target like yourself, Jono.
Definitely.
Got the front space, got the back space. Defenders got no chance, right?
Oh, they're going to definitely work their hardest. South Africa getting a little bit unlucky there with Australia missing. We really need to try and capitalise on those ones.
Absolutely, yeah. They're the chances you've got to take, aren't they? Aussie's not able to get to the fall of that ball. It was a good contest on that centre pass. Oh. Still nothing in this game. Absolutely nothing in this game.
Oh, well, we just got just under 4 minutes to go in this game.
Aussie's going backwards a fair bit to go forwards. Contact call there. Other umpire got the ball in the head, so she wouldn't have been able to see it. Lucky Laura on the other side took charge. Oh,
there we go.
Over the top. That's the one. That's exactly what we're talking about, wasn't it? So Australia needs to get this back now. They've got to work as hard as they've ever worked to get this back. They cannot let South Africa score this, or they're back in the game. Nice as Australian ball.
Still a bit scrappy there in the attacking third, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was very high ball in. Gave Aussie plenty of time to get themselves into positioning to challenge and contest.
I think the nerves in this game must be getting up there.
Again, Laura Gilbert just taking the time to set that penalty properly. Good look in over the top of the wing defence for Mirren Mockery. Puts that away. So the Aussies don't let South Africa gain any ground. They're out by 2. Great work there by the Aussies. They get that ball down the line. Looking long. Contact call. So they're going to have a 2-on-1 inside that circle. There's a quick refeed. Don't know who that ball was to. There was no one there for Australia. Bit of a waste.
South Africa getting lucky there.
Absolutely. 2 minutes 10 to go. Australia really needed to score that one. South Africa now back within 1. Aussie centre pass. It's going to be a game of inches here. Absolute game of inches. South Africa come up with the touch. Vital, absolutely vital. Minute 43.
Crowds are going ballistic.
Absolutely. Aussies on the other court, getting ready for their match. Have stopped. They're getting ready. They're getting right into it. South Africa ball still. Having to go backwards and backwards.
Just trying to loosen up that attack a little bit, trying to create some space.
It will be a South African centre pass after this goal is scored, whoever scores it.
South Africa got nice possession.
43-44. South Africa put that one in. And convert the shot. 1 minute to go. We're all tied up, 44 apiece.
Hasn't been tied up for a while.
South Africa pass. 53 seconds. Australia going to need to work and work and work.
This is where the girls really just need to settle down now.
Could be looking at an overtime game here, Jono. Tell you what, not good for the commentators either. Got places to be. South Africa here, 29 seconds. They want to take as much time off this clock as they can. They're going to have to put this shot up now. They will give Australia about 15 seconds to score. So Australia
takes the lead.
Will have 15 seconds to score.
What is Australia going to do? South Africa needs to defend. Oh, they've got it back.
There's the touch. 5, 4. It's net. It's going to be pass or shot. Pass or shot for Australia. We're going to overtime if they hit this goal. If Australia hit this goal, we're going to overtime.
Making sure she's on the mark.
Overtime!
And she does.
So, will we see changes, you reckon, Jono, for overtime?
Well, that's if you go back to the book accordingly, no changes are allowed. There'll be a 1 minute break. That was some exciting stuff of South Africa to make sure that they bring that game back. They were a little bit behind going into that fourth quarter, and they've managed to really do so well. It's great to see so much support on the social media. People back in Australia obviously watching the game.
Yeah, absolutely. See all those comments coming through. Umpires coordinator just checking the overtime rules with the umpires that are actually on court.
That does help that everyone knows the same rules.
Absolutely.
Well, here come the girls. It will be a South African centre pass going into the overtime. This is where the girls really need to dig deep.
So now, which team will hold their nerve? Both teams probably wouldn't have been here all week this week. Aussies with the touch. They want to settle here, make sure they score this one. This means they score the South African centre pass. An offensive call there. on Australia, so South Africa get the ball back.
South Africa needs this one. It was our centre pass which we weren't able to convert.
There you go, Australia get it again. From about the same spot they did last time. South Africans will want to adjust to that. Overcooked that pass. Way too much on that pass. Both teams looking a little bit rattled.
Definitely.
Both throwing the ball away up front.
You'll find that it's not often that two teams like this will be getting into extra time of a grand final.
No, that's
Doesn't
right.
happen often.
Don't play extra time in the minor rounds either. If it's a draw, it just stays a draw.
So this is new to these girls. Oh, nice feed over the top. So I think they put in the first goal on in the extra time.
Yep, so it took almost 2 minutes. It took about a minute 40 to put the first goal on in extra time.
Definitely a lot of time for that goal.
And South Africa come up with that ball as well. Umpire just taking it back, make sure it's set properly.
Great consistency from the umpires this game, which is nice. I think the players appreciate that.
Oh, great tip there by the Australian hands coming through. They do some really, really good footwork. Going to want to make sure they convert this. It was the South African centre pass. They miss. Rebounds are going to South Africa. So a big call there from the umpire. They were both contesting that ball pretty hard. South Africa definitely have the ascendancy so far. They've had most of the possession. Only the one goal.
One goal in it, that's right.
Yeah. Good front spot there by the goal attack. Refeeds. Gets herself a little bit closer. And misses a shot. Rebounds go to Moore from South Africa. And she puts it in. 2-goal lead now and centre pass.
The nerves are this. They're keeping in.
Aussies trying to do everything now. We've got a minute 50 of this period and then another 5 minutes on the turnaround.
This is where the goals have to dig deep.
Absolutely. Oh, great take there. Good pass too. Some good hold there by Moore. She puts it away. So 3-zip.
3 goals lead for South Africa. That's a position they haven't been in this game.
Absolutely. Down by 1, down by 2, down by 1, even at the full time. And now up by 3 and they get the ball back. Possession again.
A lot of easy screams from the crowds. A lot of netball players in the crowds.
Yeah, absolutely. South African crowd here just telling their girls to take it easy, make sure they score. They've got a minute on the clock.
A little bit of a tussle there in the circle.
Yeah.
Girls taking it nicely.
Aussie girls getting a bit frustrated knowing they have to go for everything, not being able to get it. That one going to South Africa as well off the side net. 30 seconds to go here. South Africa up by 4 now. Held ball. Good pressure from the Aussies. Just isolated the person with the ball. Gave them no passing option there whatsoever. Long look there from the Aussies. They're going to want to put something on the board. They've got 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Oh! Great intercept.
Unbelievable. Another one there from the Aussies.
That's all right. That's not a problem. We'll take that one. That'll run the clock down.
What an amazing first 5 minutes of overtime here.
So
49-45.
Taking
South
that
Africa.
one. They really dominated that first 5 minutes.
Absolutely dominated that 5 minutes. So they turn around.
Instant turnaround. Let's see what South Africa can do.
Australian centre pass. Going to want to score this. Get it back up if they can. Pocket. Nice, easy ball there into Black under the post. Should convert. Does. Beautiful work. South Africa now with the ball. Just have to hang on for 4.5 minutes, South Africa.
That's a very long 4.5 minutes.
It will feel like that out there.
Definitely.
I bet it feels like that everywhere in the arena now. We missed that shot. Can't get the rebounds, Australia. So South Africa still keeping that lead. Good drive there by the goal attack. Aussies looking to put this one in from long range. They do, through Black. Umpire's call here is contact. I understand that backing back in, by the looks of it. Ball's off for South Africa. Looking in, working short, keeping real good possession, South Africa.
They really have been.
They really, really have. Umpire calling that back. A bit too close, so have a pass or shot here for South Africa. They nail it.
Making sure that one.
3 minutes 20 to go.
Australia just trying to make sure on their centre pass that they can convert this into a goal.
Got the free player, got the top of the circle. That's where you want to feed from if you can. Tops of 45s. They've done well here. Black will be confident. This is her range. She'll take this. Nails it. Really, really good. We've got a bit of a lull now. Everyone's a bit hung up in anticipation about what's going to happen here. 51-48.
Can South Africa hold this one out? Can Australia pull it back?
Could we go into overtime? Double overtime.
That is not something we've seen often.
They just want to make us work a bit more, mate. We're not going to get paid, are we?
We'll be able to claim something in the bar, that's for sure. A little bit of a loose ball.
Australia lucky to pick that up. Was a bit loose, like you said there, Jono.
South Africa allowing Australia to take their centres. Having a nice little bit of a cushion there. On
great long look again,
what a feed into the circle.
Australia, they're appealing for replay. A minute 50 to go. Australia find themselves 4 goals down still. It's going to be big ask now in 2 minutes. Not unachievable, but definitely a real big challenge now. That ball off the back net, not good enough. South African goalkeeper rolling really well there. Take that ball up before Black. Very patient here, they go all the way back to the goalkeeper. They just want to keep possession now, South Africa. And they'll take this away from the Aussies, especially if they put this one up. 5-goal lead. And South Africa sent a pass, so chance to go 6 up.
This hasn't been a position that South Africa's been in all game.
No, and with how tight that game was during the regular time, I would not have expected that either, to be honest.
No, myself neither.
6 goals up now.
Spectacular shooting again here in the depths of the game.
Contact call there over the back from the goalkeeper.
Goals are tired, that's definitely obvious.
Yeah, 50 seconds, Blacks want to put this one in. She doesn't. Boards go to Australia though. Misses that shot and doesn't get the rebounds either. So South Africa now with the last possession maybe. If they could just work it around for 35 seconds, they've got this game by 6 goals. Maybe score one at the end. Make it 7.
Well, they're definitely going to try.
Oh no, they're going to go long. They don't hang on to that at all. Throw it straight down court. Not what I would have been yelling from the sideline.
No, definitely not. They're really pushing that ball. Oh, and they do that.
Really pushing it out now, South Africa. So
15 seconds left. South Africa ball. You think they're going to put one more on? The goal shooter's asking for it. Oh.
Yay. South Africa in a flurry in overtime will become Tri-Nations champions here at Four Ways in Johannesburg. There is full time.
That's the whistle.
That's it. 56-49 at the end of the game to South Africa.
I've got goosebumps. That was a great game. It was an absolutely great game.